I think it was a good pick for them. Probably wise to not jump up. I was getting worried that they'd get Fields, so I was very happy when the Bears took him, because I think Fields is a better prospect. But certainly nothing to hate with the pick, except that it's the Patriots.
Yeah. All right, and then we're going to do number 16. We're going to go to break, and on the second half, we're going to finish up our 2021 first-round draft analysis. With the 16th pick, Tony selected for the Cardinals Micah Parsons. As we said, he's already off the board in real life, so 16th pick, Cardinals selected Zaven Collins. Solid pick for them, filling a need. There's really not much more to say. They went with a pretty boring, pretty plain pick, but it's a pick that's going to help them a lot. It's not a flashy name, but it's the right name. And with that, we are going to take our quick break, and we'll be back in about a minute and a half. You're listening to Dan D'Antoni Sports. And we are back. Guys, it's been a long time since we've talked, and we're going to finish this up. So, what do you say we start now with pick number 17 as I'm cleaning up the soda I spilled? All right. Pick.
Very fun.
Yeah. Always fun cleaning up the soda that you spilled, especially when it is store brand Dr. Pepper. So, let's move on. Pick number 17. We had the Las Vegas Raiders. Dan Beebe, do you remember who you picked for the Raiders?
It was the linebacker, I believe.
Yes. You had Jeremiah Owusu Koroma. Yeah. I can't even pronounce his name. That's bad of me. Owusu. Yeah, Owusu Karama, I think is... I don't know. I'm bad with pronunciations. 17th pick, the Raiders actually selected the biggest head scratcher of the first round, in my opinion, Alex Leatherwood.
Yeah, this is the first of the draft.
Unless you're a Cowboys fan or a Giants fan.
I suppose. Just a mind-boggling pick. Leatherwood was projected to go into the second.
I also saw third.
Second. Yeah, he could have easily fallen to the third. There were better linemen like Darisaw, Tevin Jenkins. They have a bunch of other needs too. Their offensive line actually is not a weakness in my opinion.
They lost a lot. They lost a lot of line in free agency.
Yeah, and I get replacing him, but I don't get reaching on Leatherwood when Darrisaw looks like a far better prospect, and would have made much more sense at 17. And you could have still gotten Leatherwood in the second.
Yeah, it was. It's the first, like I said, it's the head scratcher of the first round.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so we're going to move on. The next pick 18, the Miami Dolphins. I drafted for them. For the Dolphins, I selected running back Travis Etienne, which fills a need. I know they like Myles Gaskin, but Etienne is far better. Fits their style of play better. But instead, they went with Jalen Phillips. Again, fits a need, kinda. Isn't a big, flashy, splashy name. Going to be a guy that they're going to be happy they drafted, but not someone necessarily the fans are going to be happy they drafted. Not until they see him playing, anyways.
Yeah, savvy fans should be. I think he's. I think unfortunately, since it's the Dolphins, that it was a good move. I think him or Kwity Paye would have been, either or would have been a good move there, and they went with Phillips, who's one of the better edge prospects for sure of this draft.
All right. Yeah. No, you're right. I think he was the third best, but he's solid. Like I said, not a splashy name, not flashy at all. Kind of like he's kind of like the Patriots mentality of show up, do your job. That's what they're going to get. That's what they went with. And Dolphins fans who were not happy with Jalen Waddle and were not happy with Jalen. Wait, did they really take? They took two fucking Jalens in the first round.
They did.
They're going to be really happy with the two players they drafted come mid-season. So, good pickup.
It's becoming a pretty common football name, it seems. Jalen Hurts.
Smith.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. I think Jalen Rose, real quick sidebar, I think Jalen Rose from a video I saw said that to his knowledge, before him, there was no one named Jalen. His mom made the name up, taking his father's name and his uncle's name and combining them together. So, if that's true, cool. If not, what a piece of shit. I'm just kidding. But, BB, we're back to you because last week it was just you and I doing this draft. Washington football team with the 19th pick. You selected quarterback Davis Mills from Stanford. They did not go with Davis Mills. The Washington football team went with Jamin Davis. Jamin. Don't know if I like that pick for them, but we'll break it down a little bit more either next week or the week after.
Yeah, I think this was a bit of a reach. I don't hate it, but Owusu Karamoah is still on the board. They had bigger needs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know, a little bit of a head scratcher for me.
Yeah, I completely agree. The next pick number 20, I had the Bears selecting Tevin Jenkins, which I thought was a great fit if they stayed there. But they traded the pick to the Giants. Giants missed out on wide receiver Devontae Smith, the SEC wide receiver who's a little undersized, speedy, good hands. And instead, at number 20, from Chicago, the New York Giants selected wide receiver Kadarius Toney. He's fucking nuts. He's so good, so fast, so agile. Just, if you haven't seen any of his highlights, just watch him because he makes defenders look like they're D3. He is that good. He's just a little small. and he played at Florida. Those are the only two knocks on him. He played for the Gators, and he's a little small. But he's a big play wide receiver, even on small plays. He takes screens to the house, 60, 70 yards. There's one play where he's about to get tackled. He ducks, and his knee comes like half an inch from hitting the grass. And he just gets up and fucking takes off for a huge gain. He's so good. So good. And I hate that the Giants got him, but it's such a good pickup for the Giants. And I know I said we're not going to do like a real breakdown yet, but Giants fans, be happy. You got yourself a fucking gamer. All right?
Moving.
Sorry, go on.
Nice. I think maybe if I was them, I might have gone lineman like Darrisaw, but I can't hate on the pick. Tony's looking like a monster.
Yep. Yes. Crazy. Let's move on. Next, we had the Colts. Dan Beebe. For the Colts, you selected wide receiver Rashad Bateman. Not a horrible pick. Not even a bad pick. That's a good pick. Rashad Bateman's a good wide receiver. Colts, however, thought that it'd be best if they went defense. And with the 21st pick, they drafted Kwity Paye, which is the steal of the first round. The fact that Kwity Paye went 21, insane. He's so good. He can play D-end. If you need him, he can play D-tackle. And I hate talking about players from Michigan like this, but he's the real deal. Kwity Paye to the Colts. They're just going to be a monster. You've got Kwity Paye on the line. You got Darius Leonard in the linebacking core. You got Malik Hooker at safety. Rock Ya-Sin. They're set. Their defense is immensely improved by drafting Kwity Paye. Let's move on. After the Titans, the Jets, Dan Beebe, you had the Jets selecting Carlos Basham Jr. The Vikings traded that pick. So the 23rd pick, the Vikings actually selected... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say who the Titans picked. I messed up. Sorry, I picked for the Titans. I originally had them drafting Kwity Paye. Skipped a team, my bad. The Titans drafted at 22nd, Caleb Farley. A good corner, was projected to be the first corner taken off the board, but some injury issues had him falling. I'd seen him falling down to the second, third round even. But the Titans secured their corner in Caleb Farley. Now we're going to get to the Vikings. Excuse me. The Vikings at 23, like I said, move up with the Jets. And this here, instead of 14, Dan O'Shea, is where they drafted Christian Darrisaw. You got the right team, the right guy, just not the right pick.
Yeah. Very surprising that Darrisaw fell that far. He looks like he's extremely talented, and should be a great left tackle for anybody. Good for Cousins, good for Cook, good for Justin Jefferson, good for their whole offense. Yeah,
it's definitely a great pick. Another one of the biggest steals of the draft. Anyone that needed an offensive lineman that didn't draft Darrisaw is going to be regretting it. So, moving on, we have the Steelers. I picked for the Steelers, and I selected running back Najee Harris. The Steelers actually selected running back Najee Harris. I finally got my one correct. Dan Beebe. Yeah, I'm sorry, go on.
I was just going to say you got to like this. You got to like this fit. You got to like this for the Steelers. They're trying to make one last push with Roethlisberger, who, I think that they're probably not going to be able to, just because based on last season, I don't think he's got it left. But if you're going to make one last push, you need that's the final piece, in my opinion. That's the last piece you add is a dynamite